So what's up, guys? Today we are back in the creek, and today we have something very special.
Is it bear?
No.
Oh, he thinks he's very special.
That we're doing today.
What is it?
And we're making our own 2 fish traps.
Making our own minnow traps. Houston has been on me for weeks. Been wanting to make his own minnow traps. He's watched, I don't know how many YouTubers he's watched make minnow traps. Whose videos have you been watching?
Raw fishing.
Flair.
Yeah, Flair.
Watch Flair make minnow traps. All kinds of people. He's watched lots of channels making their own minnow traps out of plastic water bottles, plastic jugs. Let me see that. Houston actually has a 3-liter bottle.
And another
They're hard
bottle.
to find 3-liter bottles nowadays. And a big, like a big half-gallon. I think that's a half-gallon water bottle. But we're gonna do a little control test. We brought a couple minnow traps. As you can see, the creek is not real clear right now. It's been raining like non-stop in Oklahoma for the last couple weeks. The creek has been up a couple times. It's back down to normal level, but it's just muddy. Anywho, we're gonna get our water bottles or pop bottles cut up, show you how we're gonna make a homemade minnow trap. Then we're gonna test out the homemade minnow trap versus the store-bought minnow trap. So what I was talking about minnow traps, we're talking about these 2-piece, you know, clamped together style minnow traps that have a little funnel on the inside. You guys see that? Just a little opening here. The fish go in here and they get stuck. I mean, they're not necessarily stuck. They could come out the way they went in, they just don't know how. We're basically gonna make the same thing with a water bottle, except I'm probably gonna cut a little bit off the end because that hole is just so small right there. But there's literally nothing to it. Just take out a pocket knife and we're just basically right where I would call it the shoulders of the bottle. I don't know. We're just gonna cut the top off.
This might be a little hard.
Why?
I don't know. I was just saying. Really.
Top is removed, and like I said, I'm gonna cut this top off and make that a little bit bigger. But we do want to keep that funnel shape on the end because that funnel is what keeps the fish, you know, not being able to get out. All right, there's our funnel and our bottle. We're just gonna flip it over and put it in, and it's basically turning a water bottle or a pop bottle into one of these. Now, the most important piece of equipment of the day is a stapler.
No,
I'm just gonna staple.
Not yet.
If my stapler will go through, will be the most important tool of the day. Close. It's not the best, but it'll work. Ta-da! One homemade minnow trap. Now we're just gonna drop our bait down in the top.
We have one kind of other bait we have never tried yet, and it is some little crackers.
So we got regular bread because everybody knows bread works bait for minnows. But we had some old crackers. They're pita chips, I think is what they are.
Yeah.
We don't. Pita.
Really know.
Pita schmita. I say we leave this hole small.
Yeah.
Just so we have one with a big hole and one with a small hole. What do you think?
Yeah.
All right.
Because then we can catch bigger fish with the bigger funnel, and we can catch smaller fish like minnows and maybe crawdads.
Think you're gonna catch any crawdads in your minnow traps?
Maybe, maybe not.
Maybe? I mean, they're so difficult to make. I mean, it really takes like, I don't know, 22 seconds, something like that.
It
Look
really,
at there. That one with the ridges in the bottle didn't even need a staple. Perfect. All right. Done.
now we just need to put the bait in. That's all we gotta do. So guys, I'm gonna get the bait out right now. So first, you want to get a little piece of bread. Get a little piece of bread. Knot it up in the ball like that. Then stick a few pieces in the ball, and then stick them all in. So guys, we're putting out 4 traps. So the first one, bought trap versus the homemade traps. So let's see how they work.
So which one do you think is going to work better, store-bought or homemade?
Homemade.
All right. Hey, while we're here, and Jacoby hasn't said a word. Jacoby's here, by the way, guys. So Houston, we've been getting a ton of questions. People have been saying, who is Jacoby? We've got so many new people on the channel that they're asking who Jacoby is. So why don't you explain who Jacoby is real quick?
Hang on. So Jacoby is my friend. Well, first, my mom, DJ, she met his mom, Jamie, and then when we two came along when we were babies, well, we grew up a little bit, and then we met each other after my mom and Jamie met up together.
So you two are buddies, and then your two older brothers are best friends.
Yeah.
And then your two older sisters are friends, right?
Yep.
That's who Jacoby is. What do you got on your face, buddy? You look dirty. You got mud on your face?
So let's go put these out now. Let me get these ones. So guys, I know where we're gonna put the first one at. I think I'm gonna put it right here. And now we need to put a little rock in here so it doesn't float away, guys. So I'm gonna go get one real quick. Too small. I hope it doesn't roll. Jacoby, you get to put out the next ones.
So the first two traps over here, you may recognize this old tree. This is where we were trapping all those crawdads earlier in the summer. And everyone's been asking if we were ever gonna do that crawdad, crawfish, mud bug, whatever you wanna call them, catch, clean, and cook. Well, we just never caught enough big ones, did we, Houston?
Well, we caught enough, it's just that they got out of our trap.
Yeah, that might have been my fault. So we caught a bunch, and then we were kind of storing them up, and well, some of them got away. Anywho, two traps out. If the water will clear up, I may put a GoPro in the water over there, because I don't think I'll lose it. I wouldn't lose a GoPro like that, but we're gonna go put the other two traps over here in some slower water, kind of beside the dam, in a little hole that likes to hold sunfish.
That's good. That's good.
All right, sink the homemade trap. You're gonna fall.
I'll show you.
Alrighty, homemade trap, store-bought trap.
Homemade trap versus store trap. Let's see tomorrow morning. See you
Or
tomorrow.
in like 30 minutes.
Or yeah.
Alrighty, well both traps, I say both, all four traps are set out. I put the GoPro on, two traps over here by the brush pile. Maybe the water's still a little too murky, I think. It might not show up very well on the GoPro. It should clear up in the next couple days, but got 4 minute traps out, 2 homemade, 2 store-bought. We're gonna let them soak for, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes, maybe an hour. I think we're gonna go check a couple trail cameras and get some chores done and come back and check our traps. Well, see if we got any pictures. Look at there, 294 pictures. Let's pull that card out and put a new one in. So today is September 1st, and that means deer season starts in 1 month. Oklahoma is a legal bait state. You can put out deer corn, or any kind of corn for deer, or any kind of attractant for deer. So we got 1 month before deer season. We're running trail cameras, putting out a little feed to see what we can get coming in. So far, no big bucks, but hopefully those 200 and something pictures, we're gonna go see. I don't know. We got 1 more camera to check, and maybe we'll find us a big buck soon. Bring it with you.
What?
Just bring it with you for now. Hey, why'd you park your four-wheeler?
Because I don't want to get it all muddy.
What?
Because then I would have to wash it off.
I thought four-wheelers were made for mud.
They are? Look at all those hay bales. Is that deer? Is that deer or turkey?
No, there's turkeys running through there. Probably can't see them on camera. Whole bunch of turkeys.
Should have brought a shotgun or something.
Houston,
What?
we have a problem.
What?
Houston, we have a problem.
What?
And it's not your hair all jacked up.
What?
Look. You see what's happening to our hayfield?
No.
Look at the ground.
Oh, I see.
The hogs are rooting it up. We got wild pigs out here rooting up our hay meadow.
We need to come here tomorrow.
Tomorrow, with all the rain, we just cut this hayfield. You can still see round bales out here and got them all moved to the barn yet. But since we cut it, the pigs, wild pigs, are out here rooting it up. That is no good at all. We're gonna have to get out here and do a little pig control. Maybe do some trapping, maybe do some hunting. I don't know. Houston's dead set that he thinks he needs to kill a deer this year.
I want to kill something this year because I'm 7 now.
Maybe we can get you on a wild pig first before we do a deer.
Yes. Yay.
And no, hey, we didn't make Jacoby sit in the back. Why are you sitting in the back? Hey, you need to get down off the side too. Why are you sitting in the back, boy? He looks like an inmate back there. Well, no big bucks on camera yet. It's still early, got lots of time. Lots of does, little fawns, a jillion turkeys, and a couple pigs. So with those pigs, man, they're, as you can see, most of the pictures are at night. Feral pigs around here are pretty spooky. They don't like pressure, and we put a lot of pressure on them. What I may do is set out a camera and a feeder and see if we can start getting them coming in. You know, if I can turn on like a deer feeder, make it go off in the daytime, maybe it'll entice the pigs out in the daylight.
And then I can shoot one day if we do that.
So anywho, we're gonna go check our minnow traps. If we don't hit a tree, talking to the camera and driving, probably shouldn't be doing that. But
shouldn't be.
We're gonna go see if we caught anything in the traps. They've been in the water about an hour. Think there's anything in those traps?
Oh, look at all those minnows.
I see a ton of little bitty minnows around them, don't you?
Oh, there's tons of them in this trap.
Hang on, let's see.
I saw tons.
You saw tons?
Yeah, I saw tons of them.
Well, hopefully we got some good footage on the GoPro. Look at all those minnows in the water.
Holy crap, this is a huge fish in here.
Kobe?
Yeah.
Did you walk out here with them shoes? No? Okay. Well, look at all of them. Millions of little minnows. They're probably so small they can get out of this trap though. Oh, we got some big bluegill. Let's see, what did we catch? Looks like 4 or 5 bluegill in there. Not sure what's in the homemade trap yet. We'll go dump it in the bucket and see. All right, let's see what we got.
1,
2,
3, 4.
4.
That's a lot to plus the homemade.
Caught 4 bluegill in the store-bought trap, right?
Yeah.
Sift through the bait and see what you got.
So we got 1. Trying to get this tiny. Oh my gosh, look at that. Would be perfect bait size. I think that's all.
Any actual minnows in there, or is it all just bluegill, sunfish?
Just
Look at that little bitty one.
That would be perfect bait size for catching bass. Oh.
What's the last one? Oh, look at that little bitty thing. Little bitty bluegill.
That would be perfect bait size. Can we put this one in our pond?
Yeah.
Sweet.
So you caught 4 in the homemade trap and 5 in the store-bought trap, right?
Yep.
So let's go get the other traps. What I did notice, if you couldn't tell, the sun's gonna be bright. Let's do this before we get in the sun here. Is the store-bought trap caught a lot bigger bluegill, and the homemade minnow trap caught those little bitty ones. And sometimes we intentionally try to catch the little bitty ones so we can feed Houston's fish in his little pond, his little aquarium pond on our porch. Because usually in the big traps, all we catch is those big ones. But I think this spot over here is probably going to be a little better than the first spot, if I don't break a leg. All right, let's see what we got in the store-bought trap, Kobe. Is there anything in there?
Yep. Holy crap.
Oh man, that one's loaded full of bluegill.
Let's see 'em.
Be still, be still.
I'm gonna get this. Oh, we caught a catfish. We did? Yeah.
Look at all the bread. Your bread's swole up. What do we catch? Is there anything in there?
I have no idea. Yep.
Yep. Look at him. You're losing water fast. What I didn't show you guys is I poked a few extra holes in it so that it would sink a little bit better. But it works.
Gosh. I don't know what we got. Guys, this one didn't work as well. I mean, we can still add this one to the pond, but that's great though. That's great.
So you just caught 1 bluegill in that one?
Yeah.
Well, that trap didn't work real great, but it worked, right?
Yep.
So anybody could make a homemade minnow trap and catch something.
And it might work.
Now, let's see what's in that one.
There's one little catfish.
How many's in there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After one starts jumping, all of them start jumping. How many is this? 6. 6. Look at that tiny little guy. And that's what you want to keep? Yeah.
What do you got?
We got this big.
Oh, you got a little bullhead catfish.
That's a bullhead?
Oh, yep.
Get it before it dies.
So the results are in, and today the store-bought traps outperformed the homemade traps like big time. And Bear, you're gonna have to give me some room, buddy. I gotta be able to hold the camera. You're back. So the store-bought traps, I think we counted up a total of 17 fish.
Yes.
Mostly bluegill.
Plus two tiny catfish. They were about that small.
And 1 shiner, I think. It would look like a little shiner. The homemade traps, you had what, 4 fish in one and 1 in the other.
They're shiners and
yeah, that one was a little shiner. So the homemade traps worked. They didn't work as good as the store-bought. We're not gonna leave them out overnight. I've got to go to work early in the morning, so we can't leave them out overnight tonight. But I really think they would work great for crawfish too. So maybe eventually we'll throw them back out overnight.
One night.
Bear, you gotta get back, buddy. You gotta give me some room. So maybe we'll do another homemade trap eventually for crawdads. I think we can catch some crawdads in there. If we throw some bacon in there, leave them out overnight when the crawdads come out.
Bacon. That'll work.
I think
better.
bacon be the trick, or some dog food.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you want to wrap this video up for us?
So guys, thanks for watching.
Hang on. Hey, whoa, slow down.
So guys, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe and ring the notification bell and like it, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.